Our natural curiosity for our world takes over any time we see something we don't understand. We might look at it for some time, and if it seems harmless enough, we might approach it and touch it. Sometimes it turns out alright. Other times, not so much. There are some plants and animals that we must resist touching, because if we don't, we could end up sick or even dead. Welcome back to another episode of Forever Green. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the animals you should never, ever touch. Before we begin, make sure you've subscribed to the Forever Green channel and ring that bell so you never miss an upload from us. Let's begin. Number 11. The kissing bug. No, don't be fooled by the name. It's also called the assassin bug, and that's the more appropriate name for it. Assassin bugs lie in wait for their prey, and once the prey has been found, it catches the prey and pierces it with a stinger, paralyzing it. And it has a penchant for humans. The reason they are called kissing bugs is because they are known to bite people on the mouth, and while the bite is pretty painless, this bug comes well endowed with all manner of diseases, and the one they carry with the most punch is Chagas disease. What makes it worse is that you catch the virus by the defecation of the bug. If it gets into the spot near where they bit you, you're out of luck. The worst effects of the disease mostly revolve around cardiac problems. The good news is, they're easy to spot. They're bright red with narrow necks, curved appendages, and sturdy builds, and they usually hide in tree barks and feed on the beetles and larvae that live out there. Number 10. The poison dart frog. If there's one place you're sure to find deadly animals, it's the Amazon jungle. Much of their flora and fauna is poisonous, and one such poisonous animal is the poison dart frog. They are largely solitary animals and can be extremely territorial. They're very colorful, so you might be tempted to touch it. Don't. They are named that because of its thin coat of neurotoxins, so it's definitely not something you want to touch. And what exactly would happen if you were to touch it? Well, the poison dart frog has a poison potent enough to kill 10 grown adults. Yeah, you heard that right. 10 grown adults. The golden poison frog is the most poisonous of this species, and even in tiny amounts, their poison can cause paralysis and sometimes death. Maybe steer clear of any cute, colorful frogs if you ever take a trip through the Amazon jungle. Number 9. Indian red scorpion. Unlike frogs and some spiders, we don't know anyone who cuddles with scorpions. This one in particular is a tiny bit temperamental. The Indian red scorpion is considered to be the most lethal scorpion in the world. Despite the name, the scorpion isn't necessarily red. It can range from reddish-brown to orange or brown. They don't hunt people, but they will sting to defend themselves. A person who gets stung by a red scorpion may actually die if not attended to immediately. They are known to carry a very potent neurotoxin that contains a mix of salts, small molecules, peptides, and proteins. Its venom also contains neurotoxins that can be especially deadly to children, since their bodies are so small. Number 8. The puss moth. The puss moth, named that way because of its resemblance to a cat, may look furry and cute, but it's not. They are teardrop shaped and have long silky hair, which resemble a tuft of cotton or fur. But the pretty fur is actually a set of deadly spikes designed to kill. When a puss moth caterpillar rubs or is pressed against skin, the venomous hairs become embedded. Then, a horrible pain instantly hits your body and causes intense throbbing pain, burning, and a rash with erythematous spots. This only continues to grow and spread throughout your body with time. The pain usually subsides within an hour, and the spots disappear in a day, but you may also find it hard to breathe and suffer headache and nausea when you get bitten. Puss moth caterpillars are endemic to the southern US and live in shade trees and shrubbery around homes and schools and in parks. We'd say they are best to avoid. Number 7. The Brazilian wandering spider. Yep, we're back in the Amazon. Now we're not saying people are ever inclined to go anywhere near a spider, but we know there are some arachnid enthusiasts who play with tarantulas. Well, you might not want to try your luck here. Most spiders that we know exist can't kill you from a single bite, but the Brazilian wandering spider can do so, and quite effectively. The bite from the spider, without antivenom, can quickly kill you. It does depend on exactly how much venom you were injected with. What makes matters worse is that these spiders don't just sit around waiting for prey to come to them like other spiders. Instead, they actively hunt by scouring the jungle floors. They're especially common in the forest, but you'll likely only see them at night, since they spend the daytime in hiding. If you disturb them, which, why would you? They will bite multiple times, and their venom will cause swelling, pain, breathing problems, and blurry vision. If left untreated, it could even cause death, especially in young children. You might want to watch out then, if you have a thing for spiders. Number 6. Weaver fish. The fish is relatively lesser known venomous fish which, unlike other fish, sink when they are not swimming, and spend most of their time living in the sand. They are also able to spend long periods of time outside the water, and so can be found anywhere along the beach, so the risk of running into them is high. They can cause a lot of pain if you accidentally tread on them, because they have spines along their back which are needle sharp. Their spines carry venom which they use for defense, and that poison will cause serious pain. The symptoms include inflammation, swelling, numbness, breathing difficulties, and sometimes even local paralysis. It generally subsides in 24 hours, but there are longer-lasting effects you definitely don't want to deal with. Luckily, the treatment for this is not too complicated. You need to find some source of hot water and put your feet into it. This reduces the effect of the toxin by breaking down its protein. Unfortunately, there's no anti-venom for the toxin, so you just have to let it bleed out. You won't bleed a lot, but just enough to rid your body of most of the toxin. For the pain, it's okay to take painkillers. But beware, even when they're dead, weaver fish can cause a serious wound from spines containing a neurotoxin venom, which can cause death. Before we move on, here's a quick challenge for you. If you can leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and turn on the notifications in less than 5 seconds, you will have 10 years of amazing luck. Hurry up and try it. It actually works. Number 5. Tsetse fly. Sure, it is a cute name, just like the kissing bug and the puss moth. And just like them, it's deadly. They may resemble houseflies and even have a similar size ranging from 8 to 17 millimeters. But the way their long proboscis extends directly forward separates them from other flies. It is a blood-sucking insect and one of the most toxic animals on the planet, carrying something popularly known as the sleeping sickness. The disease can induce a tremendous amount of pain and suffering. The most prominent symptom of this is the extreme lethargy, of course, but another unfortunate side effect is death. It strikes about 20,000 people a year and has put around 70 million people in sub-Saharan Africa at risk. Because the disease also affects livestock, animal husbandry is close to impossible in some parts, which takes a serious economic toll on the region. So, if you're traveling the equatorial lands of Africa, we suggest you stay on the lookout. If you think that sounds dangerous, just wait for number 1. Number 4. The blue-ringed octopus. I feel like these are pretty on purpose. Sure, anyone would want to touch this thing, but the fact is that the blue-ringed octopus is ringed for a reason. When they are threatened, bright blue rings appear all over its body as a warning to potential predators. Its venom is 1,000 times more powerful than cyanide, and this golf ball-sized powerhouse packs enough venom to kill 26 adult humans within minutes. It's no surprise that it's recognized as one of the most dangerous animals in the ocean. These octopuses produce a neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, a deadly substance also found in pufferfish. It's mostly used when they are hunting. The octopus captures crabs, shrimp, and small fish by pecking through its prey's exoskeleton and inserting the venom. Then, it will use its beak to pick off the meat while its prey remains helplessly paralyzed. In the end, only the tougher outer shell of its prey remains. Yeesh, that is dark. Before we go on, it's time to look at today's subscriber pick. Remember, if you see something bizarre or mysterious while scrolling through the internet, make sure to send it to us and we'll investigate. Let's take a look at today's image. That bee is the size of his palm. You wouldn't want to see that thing flying towards you. And luckily, you don't have to because that's not a real bee. It's a 3D printed model of a Japanese giant hornet, created by a Japanese artist called Mushibuchi, who also sells many toy sculptures. While these hornets can grow up to 2 inches, they certainly don't grow as big as that. Let's take a look. Number 3. Japanese giant hornet. The Japanese giant hornet carries a venom that destroys red blood cells, which can result in kidney failure and even death. Bigger than the problem of toxicity, though, is the allergy. Some people are naturally more allergic to bee stings, and a sting can trigger a deadly anaphylactic reaction in them, which can involve airway closure or cardiac arrest. These bees are reportedly responsible for 30 to 50 deaths each year in Japan from these allergy reactions. These hornets is also destructive to Western honeybees. Research shows tens of thousands of honeybee hives are damaged by the giant hornets each year. Number 2. The bullet ant. The name already doesn't make it sound too welcoming, and it's definitely not an exaggeration. The bullet ant is one of the most formidable insect foes that exist. This thing is practically a tiny alligator, with its pair of mandibles that can grasp and hold onto anything with a disturbing amount of pressure. Combine that with its powerful, painful sting, and the bullet ant becomes something to avoid at all costs. This species of ants has a sting that literally feels like being hit by a bullet. Victims have described the pain as instantaneous and radiating from the spot of the bite in continuous waves throughout the body. This can last for about 24 hours, during which the affected area might suffer temporary paralysis and the victim might shake uncontrollably. Symptoms also include vomiting and high fever. What makes it even worse is that these ants run in colonies, which means one sting or bite from one of these ants can likely trigger a full-blown assault from thousands upon thousands of worker ants. It won't kill you, but you might wish it did at that point. Bullet ants are insects that can cause the most pain to humans. The pain reduces in a day and has no lasting side effects, but I still wouldn't mess with them. Before we look at number 1, we have a little challenge for you. Go ahead and like this video and comment down below. We want to see if you can balance the number of likes against the number of comments. And go!
Perfectly balanced. This whole thing should be.
Be sure to check out other amazing videos on our channel and give us a like if you enjoyed this video so far. Tell us in comments which one of these you like the most and why. Stinging nettle caterpillar. These caterpillars have a range of color forms, but they can be easily identified by their oval, stout bodies and the abundance of spines protruding from them. They have 2 to 4 clusters of spines protruding from the rear and clusters of spines surrounding the edge of their bodies. They are hollow with a toxin gland at the base. Touch them and you'll feel burning or stinging sensation, redness, and inflammation at the area of contact. However, if you are allergic, you might feel more severe symptoms, like difficulty in breathing. They also have quite the appetite. If you have an infestation of them, they can destroy a potted plant in just a few days. They are commonly found in Southeast Asia, and some have been spotted in Hawaii. If the symptoms don't sound too pleasant, it's best to observe this colorful little thing only from far, far away. Well, that's it for the 11 deadliest animals you should never touch. Make sure you have subscribed to the EVERGREEN channel, and if you enjoyed this video, check out the others on our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.